Hi everybody, it's me, Juniper Blue Mystique. I am your Ascension Master, Master Healer, and Divine Guide. What does that mean? Well, it's not normal, okay? I'm not just a psychic. I am not any kind of normal anything. I am literally a Master Healer, Ascension Master, and Divine Guide. I'm the one who brought about the Ascension for the planet. An Ascension Master is not just somebody who heals people into their ascension. Okay, I took the earth into the ascension. I rose Atlantis. I activated pyramids. I saw how Jesus died. I processed his actual death, which is not what they tell you in the Bible. It just isn't. You can think that's crazy and I'm lying. It's up to you. I actually have the video posted, but you have to watch like all the way to the end. Just what it is. Of when I did that one. I saw how he died and his soul went into the Garden of Eden and became a beautiful flower. I'm uniting the twin flames, and I've cleared all karma back to Adam and Eve. Not to mention I've healed a collective and individual shadow on the planet. And I took us into 7D instead of 5D, into a new galaxy, through a black hole, by the way. All these kinds of things. And actually what's really crazy is the work that I've done over the last 3 years is now being scientifically proven too. And so if you're curious to watch some of those, they were all recorded, witnessed, and I even posted a majority of them, not every single one of them, but a lot of those on my channel for you guys to watch. It's in my Ascension playlist. Okay? So that's who I am. I had my own awakening into these things. It was a Kundalini awakening. And then the next thing I know, these things were happening through me and to me and by me and doing some crazy shit that blew my mind. Okay, long story short into who I am, because some of you are not going to know. Some of you will. But I'm coming on today to talk about expectations. And it seems like every time I'm trying to do this video, something's going awry. This is actually like my third attempt at it, and I kept like accidentally hitting the button. So I've put the recording device down. Just everything kind of got really loud around here. It's been an odd day. And I keep like, I don't know. I noticed a huge scratch on my car today that I know who did it actually, because I get the visual in my head, and it was that stupid maintenance guy who keeps trying to hurt me here. So I live in an apartment complex and my journey's not normal. And so sometimes with the work I do, there's a lot of interference, I guess you can say, from time to time. Okay, but I'm going to talk about expectations today because that's what Spirit really wants me to talk about. Just keep in mind, there can be shit interrupting this video. I don't know what else to say. I'm half expecting it, but there we go with expectations, right? I'm going to just clear that away. Nothing is going to go wrong, but if I say that, that's an expectation too. It is what it is, but... So here's the thing about expectations, which is kind of asinine, because if you like read and believe in like the law of attraction, which is so third world dimensional, like it's not going to work that way going forward all the way. And I teach this in some of my courses that I do and stuff, like manifesting in 5D and beyond and all those. You'll learn about why the law of attraction is farce. But here's the thing. If we have expectations, it's kind of an odd concept because you have to be careful with what you think about because you will bring it about, right? So what we worry about, what it truly means is where your energy goes is where the creation flows, okay? So think about your stomach. If you're in fear, fear is what you get. That's what you create. It's all about emotions, okay? Expectations can block emotions and they can set you up for failure, right? Like, for instance, in my twin flame journey, I keep thinking, why can't we be together? We were supposed to be together. It's a very long story. My original DM died on August 30th, and a walk-in took his soul for my twin flame, okay? And so now I'm like, okay, we have a new one. Why can't we unite now? It's already October. And then they keep giving me all the cards of union, and I'm like, okay, why you keep telling me it's going to happen? Because if I think about it, if I expect it's going to be today, he's going to come forward. If I expect anything out of that, it will block it, first of all. So that's the thing about expectations, okay? But on a side note, to my DM, he has been sending me... Do you hear that? Like, I'm telling you, this place is trying to take me down. Like, it's not a joke. The maintenance man keeps, like, trying to scare the shit out of me and do all these horrible things. I can't even get, like... And now I have this scratch on my car that I know is from him. I just know it. And I knew when I was going to get on this camera, it was going to be something. It is what it is. But the thing about expectations is it's kind of a loaded concept, right? You tell me to think about my reality I want to create. You tell me to envision it. And so I put it out there for the universe. But the thing about that is we can always put out what we want. We just can't have expectations for how it's going to come to us and when, right? Because sometimes it's not going to be exactly what you thought. Right? Like, I keep getting the cards of union, and man, my DM is so special too, because like after a while I'll give up and I'm like, oh, it's never going to happen. This isn't like real. And then lately he's been sending me the most beautiful song by Rod Stewart. Have I told you lately that I love you? And I don't like that song, but now I love that song. Like, it's very special to me. And so it reminded me, you know, I have to let go of expectations. If I sit here and expect it's going to happen at any time, it throws a wrench in things, right? It really does. You know, I didn't expect that I was going to be activating pyramids. I had no idea even what that meant, right? I never even focused on periods, and they're not the ones in Egypt, by the way. Like, you can't, any kind of expectations that you have, you take away the magic in things. You take away the aspect of God's grace. You take away the aspect of miracles. Expectations is something that we have on ourselves a lot. It's something that we put on our kids a lot. It's something that we put out in the universe a lot. And we don't realize how much expectations block reality. Because there's always more than meets the eye. We have a limited capacity of understanding as human beings in our human mind. It's true. If I think about all the things that I did too much, I'll think I'm crazy. I'll think it's like, that can't be real. Because it's not normal and there's nobody else like me on this planet, okay? That's true. Even doing the healings that I do, every time I'm like, oh my God, that really happened. And I get validations and I'm like, oh my God, you know, that was very real what I just did. Because I don't just heal your chakras. I heal medical ailments. Things you wouldn't think could be healed. Cancers, heart attacks. Do you hear that? Like, seriously. Should be crazy around here. Everything I try to do sometimes, like, I'm telling you. It is what it is. It's this shitty place. And I'm like, I just want to leave here. I was here for my twin flame anyways, and that was a long story. Now he's dead, so I'm like, can I leave now? But anyways, I need to talk about expectations because Spirit was nudging me for a reason. Okay, I come on and talk about certain things like earthquakes. I come on and talk about volcanoes because I've created a lot of these new ones, and I truly have. If you watch my videos and then you watch the way things align, you watch what's going on in the world right now, you read the Hopi prophecy, which I still can't, I'm blocked from the Hopi prophecy, but the things that I've done, it says it lines up with the Hopi prophecy. So if you do your research, like, I don't have to convince you of shit. Like, everything's very real. But every time I say something, like recently I talked about the Yucatan Peninsula. Right? Do I have that right? Because I've never really thought of that before. That was Spirit's message the other day. And I feel like there's people in the energy that are going, oh, she mentioned that and nothing happened. Because it didn't happen 24 hours later or something. But that's the thing. Everybody has expectations. Everybody thinks that means it's going to be this way. It better be this way. It better be that way. It better be this way. You can't have expectations at all. Okay? I cannot, it's like an assumption. It makes an ass out of you and me to have expectations. You block energy, and in our limited mind space, we cannot even fathom how true, how big, how massive something can be, okay? That's why miracles exist. because there's always more than meets our eye. There's always so much more out there than what we give space to create it to be. But our expectations are always saying, well, if it doesn't happen this way, or if it doesn't happen this quickly, then it must not be real. Must not be able to happen, right? They must have lied. Which is why people like Teal Swan, who is fake, she actually bothers me. She's not really of the light. People like that put stuff out there, but they're manipulating you, right? They don't predict the future so much like I do. I'm not predicting anything. I've changed a lot of things. I've caused them to be that way. So it's not a prediction. But people get caught up in expectations. Well, she said this and it hasn't happened yet, so it must not be real. And that's why Spirit wants me to talk about expectations. There's so much more than meets the eye. So when Spirit tells me something, if I ever expect it to be something else, it always bites me in the ass. If I ever come into a space of expectation, well, they said it must be this. It did bite me in the ass in my journey, and I actually almost died in my journey because it was not an easy one, especially with the twin flame journey. If you watch my channel, you'll know what I mean. I was attacked energetically in a very, very, very big, bad way. And it was very painful, and I don't know how I even survived it. And that's very real. Okay, it is. Watch my channel. You'll have to watch everything. It can take a while, but just watch the twin flame videos. Watch my ascension playlist, the newer videos all the way over this last year. And you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Plus, it was witnessed, and I had to get healings for help on those by my academy graduates because it hurt me so bad. It was not good. And that became because, I had to learn this also, and sometimes the hard way. Spirit would say things, and I would have expectations for what it meant, right? Or I would try to be like, no, I want this in my reality. And they're like, nah, nope, can't do that. So we have to be very, very, very careful with expectations. Just because something comes up, we don't know exactly how that's going to play out. Whenever we try to put a time frame on something, it can really bite you in the ass because time is not real. It's an energetic farce. And I actually undid the false concept of time. You can see that play out on. It's a guided meditation that I did on my videos in my Ascension playlist. And so whenever we try to have expectations of when something's going to happen, how it's going to happen, she said this, so it must mean this, it's not good. It will bite you in the ass. Okay? That goes into judgment also. Expectations is kind of related to judgment. Well, I assume it's going to be this way. There we are again. My expectation is that my twin flame should already been here already. Like, what a shit am I? I don't know what he's going through. Maybe he was married. I have no idea. I really don't, because I don't know him. I used to know him, but mine died, and his soul went into somebody else. I know. It all plays out on my channel. It was the August 30th workshop that I posted for all of you to see. It was actually very painful. He literally did die, and people thought it was just energetic, but it wasn't. But if I go into expectations, it can hurt me and it can hurt you. When you go into expectations, it can change your reality in a very big way, and maybe not a positive one. Okay, we can change outcomes. We can hurt people's feelings. We can block manifestations from coming through. Expectations are huge, and they're a detriment. Okay, and it's confusing because in the reality, they tell you to have expectations. We have expectations on ourselves. We have expectations on our kids. And I've learned in my lifetime and through the ascension work that I do and communicating with spirit like I do and my ascension awakening and all of these kinds of things, that expectations is just like judgment and ego, and it's not exactly of the light. Okay? Whenever we can just be, whenever we can get out of our head and just be with the energy, 1444, be at peace with what is now, open your heart to what you want and call it forward, but be at peace with what comes forward. when it comes forward, don't think about them. That's how you manifest in 5 and 7D. Because you'll have to remember, for those that know me, will know that I took us into 7D. Those that truly have been watching this channel, all of my videos, and didn't have judgments, watched all of the evidence, watched for, proof of what I talk about and things like that, know what I'm talking about. They know, they've seen it unfold, they've watched it happen. And you can kind of see that I don't know where I was going, like my mind just went, phew, like what was I talking about there? I learned that expectations is a negative aspect. It is not of God. It is not unconditional. It is conditional. Having expectations on anything, including yourself, is conditional love. It is not unconditional love. Okay? I can't have expectations for even who my new twin flame is. I have no idea. And I'm okay with that. I mean, that wouldn't bother me no matter who he is, because I know God chose him. And so that already opens my heart. Not to mention the songs that he sends me and wins. He's like so good to me already. So gentle and kind, and sends me the most loving messages through song I could ever even imagine. Okay? Maybe even I don't even like Rod Stewart, but now I love that song. It's like, don't touch it. I will hurt anybody who wants to hurt him. But I can't have expectations for who he is. Right? I can't have expectations for what they meant when they said Yucatan Peninsula. That's why I'll tell you, I don't know. Don't assume anything about how things are going to play out. Don't assume anything at all. The only thing we can do is put out what we want and stay in the here and the now. Get out of our head. Be in the moment. Just be in joy. This earth does not belong to any of you. It totally belongs to me more than it belongs to you. And even I know that I'm on borrowed time too. Right? We are. Your breath is borrowed. It's only there for a short time, but it's special and it's unique. And so we waste our time thinking too far ahead, and we waste our time thinking behind. We have to heal the behind so that we can be free in the now, and we can create beautifully into the future without expectations. Because there's more than meets the eye. Our limited mind space is where expectations come from. It's judgment. It's conditional love. And you're trying to tell it, it has to be this way. And the universe is like, I don't go that small. I go bigger. Right? You're telling me I have to take a path that I can't take. That's what the universe says. But I'm over here going, oh, it's bigger. It's more than that. It's going to take me a little bit of time to create this energy over here, and this energy over here, and that energy over there, and this energy over here. And you're over here going, I expected this last week. And it didn't come, so it's not going to come. I didn't get what I wanted. Right? Spirit says this, but it truly must mean this. That's expectations. I've done it. And it bit me in the ass. Okay? So if I say anything about certain things are coming, you better believe I've cut off life support to California. I've talked about that 1,000 times. And I've talked about it so much, people became complacent. They don't believe it. Yet if you truly look at the full aspect of me saying I've cut off California from life support, from the earth, now you're watching all these lakes and all their water supply dry up. You're watching, if you pay attention to all the earthquakes, they're purposeful. They're doing something bigger than you. But we have expectations, don't we? Well, it must mean this. Oh, she said this and it didn't happen, so it must not be happening. Oh, honey, it's happening bigger than you know. It's happening way bigger and way larger than you would ever know. And the universe time is fake. And so even though you're like, oh, it's taking forever, it's never going to happen, the universe is like, hey, I've been moving this for a day. Like, give me some time. Time in the universal sphere is different than our limited mind space, than our limited space on this earth and on this planet. So, expectations are a detriment. Expectations are part of ego. Expectations are part of our limited mind. Angel, she got an owie on her paw. She's like licking it like crazy. Ugh, dogs. This is why they put cones on their heads. They think they can lick it to healing, and they lick it to death till it's more painful. Expectations. Anyways, so Spirit really wanted to get this message out there because it's a very big deal. Okay? It's a very big deal. When we focus on expectations, you're blocking yourself from moving forward. If you have expectations for what healing is like, you're not going to get to experience what healing is truly like. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I have expectations going, my DM should be here today, the cards are all lining up, they're telling me it's there, but he's not showing up. That's expectations. I gotta not think about it. I have to focus on me. I have to focus on right here and right now, not minutes from now, because what I do right now affects minutes from now. Do you understand? We're always so worried about, oh, the future, oh, the past, and we forget 21-22. We forget to be right here, right now. That is all we have. This moment in time. What can I do in this moment in time? Am I in balance? Am I feeling love? Am I feeling joy? Or am I caught up in some kind of expectation? Oh, this didn't happen. This person said this person said that. Spirit said this, it must mean this. Oop, that bit me in the ass, because that's not what they meant. Because there's always more than meets our limited eye. That's why they say close your eyes, and there's more answers in the darkness and in the silence. So when we close our eyes and we can't see out, we start to see in. Then we can be enlightened. Then we can see the universe, because the universe is truly within you. That's where it plays out. Okay? So we're in expectations. We're up here. We're in our limited energy. We're in our limited mind space. And we're not able to get shit. We're not able to receive anything, and we can hurt people, right? Like, I expect my kids to be this way, but they're this way. Do you know how bad that hurts people? Did you grow up like that? How many people do you know? Oh, I was supposed to be this. I was supposed to be that. And then you have this huge shadow you have to heal. So expectations is absolutely in the shadow. X22, there was 222s again. Lots of 2s on this video. Expectations, if I can't talk, forgive me. I worked a very long shift yesterday, and I had a lot of people that were hurting that I had to help. I had some really tough calls I had to process yesterday. And so today I'm having to do a lot of self-love to undo that. So I'm a little tired. It is what it is. But I'm still in that going, okay, I could use some love. I could use my DM, but he's not here. So I can be in expectations. He's not here. He's never going to come. I can't do that. Cards are saying it's aligning. So the worst thing for me to do is think about it. The worst thing for me to do is be in an expectation. Or an expectation of myself. Because I was like, 3 years ago I was so beautiful. And then I had to heal the pyramids and my heart got enlarged. And I swelled up that time. And then when my twin flame died and they put his light in me, I swelled up. Like, it all played out on my channel. I was really swollen. And I still kind of am. And then I go into that space of, I'm not good enough now for my new TM. And that's an expectation. If I'm literally living in the here and the now, then I'm proud of who I am and what I've done. And if somebody can't see beyond my swollenness right now to even know how I got there, because they're in expectations. How many people do you know, 24, 22, are in expectations? I can't love somebody unless they're this, or this, right? Or I need to look like this, or I'm not good enough. That's an expectation. It's a detriment to our soul. It's a detriment, and it's not of God. Expectations hurt. Expectations are an external component. not an internal flow and creation of the universe. Right? So how do we let go of expectations and still create the world we want? It's okay to have wants. It's okay to hope something comes through a certain way. But put out there what you want and let go of everything else. Be in the now. Be with yourself, focusing on here, because everything we do right now affects our tomorrow. Everything we do right now only. We don't live in the tomorrow. We don't live in the yesterday, right? So be careful. The only thing we can do is right here and right now. What am I doing right now? Am I thinking? Am I stinking thinking? Am I fucking myself up? Am I remembering the past and trying to bring that forward? Continually bringing yesterday into this moment? No way, right? I don't want to do that. That's why I've taken this time to heal my yesterday. That way this moment can be free. I'm free right now. I'm right here and right now. What am I doing right now? Am I in balance? Am I unconditionally loving myself? Am I proud of the work that I do in this moment? That's where we are. That's what we can do. Oh, universe, I want this. La 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 la, going about my day, no expectations of when, how, where, may, right? I know it's out there. I know it'll come. And I find myself doing this too. Well, it shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have done it this way. It should have already been this way. I wish I was here. I wish I was there. Well, fuck all of that. I'm here right now. What am I doing right now? Where am I at right now? Am I expecting something? When we do that, stuff can't come. It gets blocked. Have you ever noticed that? The time things come through is when, oh, I didn't expect that. It's when it's least expected. There you go. Everything happens when it's least expected. Because we're busy being in the here and the now, enjoying the energy that we're in, being in creational flow, laughing, right? When you're sitting there busy, why do they say time flies by? Because you're literally in the here and the now, and you're just going with the flow, and you're laughing and enjoy and having fun. Time flies when you're having fun. All of those statements show you exactly how to make your world go round. Show you exactly what expectations do. Okay? So, don't have expectations. If you think I'm crazy, think again. Look at the work I did. Don't take what I say at face value. Do the research. You're in expectations. It must be this way. She must look like this to be this. Oh. Like Teal Swan is a perfect example, and I don't usually like to oust things, but I will oust the fuck out of her. Because she presents to you as she knows her shit, where literally she looks it up and then goes and presents it to you. And I don't do that. I'm completely like, did you guys just hear that? Oh my God, where did this come from? What does this mean? I don't know. The other day, Yucatan Peninsula came through and my message I wanted for me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, put it out there. I'm like, okay. Do you realize I still haven't studied the Yucatan Peninsula? I don't know. I just know they wanted me to put it out there. Why? I don't know. But I know something big is coming. And I know it matters in some way. And I know one of these days when we're least expecting it, we'll all go, oh, that's why. That's true connection. That Teal Swan chick, she literally does the stuff she does and turns around and manipulates the fuck out of people and all of the people that watch her. There's a difference. There's a difference between being real and in the here and the now, or there's a difference not. There's a difference in expectations. I expect things to be this way. I expect things to be this way. I expect things to be this way. Right? Like me. people would hear master and I'm doing all these things. Well, she must be crazy. That's an expectation. Do your research. Definitely not. Even though I've thought that too. I'm like, damn, why can't I just be crazy? This seems crazy. But it's not, and I'm not. Okay. Expectations. Well, she said it was going to be this, but it didn't happen today. And it's not like California, okay? This is what I was talking about. I cut California off life support. I've talked about it on my channel. I cleared Mount Shasta on 11/11 of 2020. How many years ago was that now? 2 years ago. Ooh, almost to the day. We've got like 1 month. Right? We're in 2022. I got lost ever since I had my awakening. Everything changed and flew by, and expectations. Anyways, so I cleared Mount Shasta. We cut it off from life support. It is no longer the Earth's root chakra. It used to be. I freed all the souls on that. Those videos are all on my channel. And I have been telling you guys that it has been cut off of life support. This is what I was talking about. My brain went south, and I don't know why. Because of, I have to take a mental day off where I just shut it off. Otherwise, I would be in trouble. It's part of my balance. So forgive. But me sitting here telling you guys, I cut off life support to California. You need to move if you want to move. If you're hearing these messages, if you feel the call to get out the fuck out of California, go. Have you guys even noticed? They're like, oh, all celebrities are leaving Hollywood. Like, why the fuck do you think these things are happening? California is literally dead to the earth. And I've said that repeatedly, but I've said it so much over so many, like the last 2 years, everybody got complacent. Well, it hasn't happened yet, blah, 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 blah. Yet, if you look at the patterning and over time, and now all the lakes are drying up, their water supply is drying up. Just because I say something today and it doesn't happen tomorrow does not mean it's going to happen the next day or not going to happen the next day. It's when we least expect it, right? And outside of our expectations. Well, I always thought it was going to be this. And then you're like, bam, it was this. Did you see that? Oh my God, it happened when I didn't expect it. You hear this all the time. Okay? That's the way the cookie crumbles. 3222, that's the way spirit works. If we are expecting it, it can't come through. Okay? If I say something, put it in your little toolbox and go about your day and see what comes through and when it comes through, because you don't know when. I've said there's beings on this planet that are on borrowed time. Do we know how long that borrowed time is? It's like when Spirit told my DM he had days left to live, and he had, what, a week or two in actuality? So when they say days, it could be weeks. It could be months. You don't know. Things will happen when we're not in expectation because we're busy doing other things. We're busy focusing on this. We're busy in love. And it's always when we're in a better space, right? Not when we're sad. When our vibration's higher, right? That's when it's like, boom, things come through. Okay? So don't be in expectation, right? It's like if my divine masculine, he may have expectations on me. I don't know. But we shouldn't do that to each other. He can be him and I am me, and I will love him unconditionally. And when he comes, he comes. I can't assume anything. That makes an ass out of you and me. Expectations. You're cutting it out. Okay? You're blocking the flow. And Spirit's adamant about that. They are telling me right now that people watch what I say, and if it doesn't happen that day or the way they expect it to, they let it go. You're becoming complacent. And if you think the work that I've done does not boomerang and come back around eventually, you're wrong. Because if you go back to the beginning of my videos and you watch and you line everything up scientifically and with the world happenings and everything else, you might blow your mind. Okay, then you're going to be like, oh, I was wrong. My expectations were shit. And it's not necessarily like we're wrong. It's just we're in judgment, ego, and we're in a limited mind. But the universe is bigger than that, my friends. God is way bigger than that. Shoot, when I got a message from God, it took me 2 years to decipher 3 sentences. That's not a joke. The universe is way bigger than our mind can handle. expectations are very small energy, right? It is. So the moment you can just be in the here and the now, don't assume anything, don't have expectations of anything. If you need a clearer perspective, ask for a clearer perspective. But give yourself space and time and don't assume what that perspective is going to be. Right? Universe, I want this. Envision it, feel it, send it out from your emotions, and move on. But if you're out of balance and you're not feeling joy and love in a higher vibration, shit can't come through. That is what you should focus on. Am I in balance? Am I unconditionally loving myself and those around me? Or am I in judgment of myself, my kids? Am I in expectations of myself and my kids? She said this, so it must be this. Oh, she said California was dead, and look, it's still alive. Yeah, for now. Do you watch the patterning of everything? Are you really 3555? 555 is all about sudden changes. Boom. You don't know. What does that mean when you say you've cut a planet off life support? That's big, right? Like, that's huge. That takes a long time to come about. And I started doing it 2 years ago, and now you look at the waterways. I messed with the GMO farms like 2 years ago as well. I think I went and plucked all the GMO farms all over the earth because I do something that's bigger than remote viewing. It's bigger than like astral traveling in the daytime. I can literally see myself go outside myself, and I would go all over the planet and do all this work. One of them was plucking the GMO farms. So do you think it's a coincidence now we're having food things happen? You can blame it on the vid all you want, but that's not it. Please. Get out of expectations. Get out of your limited mind space. Be in the here and the now, because that's all you have. You don't have tomorrow. We don't know what's coming and when, but I can guarantee you big things are coming. Okay, that's another thing. Oh, she said big things are coming and nothing's coming. It already is. It just may not be directly affecting you yet. So you're not seeing it. So you're in expectations. Okay? Be careful with expectations because it will block your ascension. It will block your manifesting, and it will block your healing, and it will block unconditional love. Expectation is unconditional love only, my friends. And if you really want to do your research about anything I said, it's all on my channel, and you can ask me any question you want to ask me in the comments. I'm not afraid, because that's reality. That's real, right? How many of these people like me do you know where you have to email questions? I don't see any of them doing live questions, live Q&As. I do those all the time. And I'm like, should I be asking people to send me emails? Why? So I can contemplate the questions? Fuck no. I'm real. The work I do is real. The messages I have are from the divine, the highest divine place. And I will help you ascend. But you gotta let go of expectations. You have to let go of expectations on others, and you have to let go of expectations on yourself. You can't live in the future, and you can't live yesterday. You can only live right now. What's up, Sugar Bunger? Come here. Oh, you wanna say hello? Oh, I'm knocking Dev down. There she is. I told you she would be here. There's my angel. Say hi, angel. Look at. Can you say hi, everybody? Oh. Okay. All right. She went too long without my attention, you see? Stop. I don't like face licks. I don't. We know this. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, you see? My angel baby says hi to all of you too. Whoa. She's crazed. She's crazed. She's going to the park tomorrow. She needs to get the fuck out of here and run. She has expectations right now. She's expecting me to do something. And I'm not gonna do it. You can wait. Can you say I love you? Tell everybody I love you. You gonna do it? Say I love you. You got like 2 seconds. I'm in the video. Say I love you. I can't hear you. Say I love you. No? I don't have nothing. Oh, okay. That was a baby. I love you. I tried. She thinks they have something for her. Expectations! All right. You guys, this message was actually very relevant, very important, and a serious one, Spirit is saying. It's something that people need to recognize, because when we become complacent, we may not be paying attention to the messages that are there for us. We may not listen to the nudges that are telling us to do this, do that, to get out of here, to do this, do that, or move, or whatever it is that we need to do. Okay? Expectations will block your communication with Spirit. They will block your communication and feeling unconditional love. And true divine light lies within unconditional love. Expectation lies within ego and trying to control and assume. Okay? So you make the choice. Don't say, if I do this, this is going to come about, because then that may come about. 4044. Know what you want. Put it out into the universe, and don't let anything else take that away from you, including expectations. And to my DM, I fucking love you. And thank you for the songs. Because to be honest with you, you're making my world go round. And the quicker we do unite, maybe my stupid maintenance man will stop tearing up my car and scaring the shit out of me and hurting me every day. But that's neither here nor there. It's just... right? Like, I'm just going to be here and now. But I love you. I love all of you. Especially my twin flame. I'm definitely falling deeply in love with this person. So, I just want to express that. Because I don't know him yet, but I know he watches my videos sometimes. And I love that song. I'm not a Rod Stewart fan. But have I told you lately that I love you? And have I told you lately that I'm thinking of you? That's what he sent me the moment I had expectations and gave up. Try not to do that. Stay in the here and the now. So much love to all of you. I'll see you tomorrow for Movement Mondays. It might be like a movement and a guided meditation, because I'm going to be using the white flame for this one. So those of you who watch till the end of the video and actually listen to what I'm saying, you might be getting excited because I own the white flame. Nobody else has access to the white flame, so these are special. So hopefully you enjoy them. And I will be using the crown chakra healing hertz that I released last Friday to do it with. So I hope you enjoy 4222. So much love to all of you. I will see you next time. Hasta la vista, baby. Bye-bye.